Well, the new year has come and gone, but with the new year brings in an exciting new build from the good folks from Bandai, and probably one of the most anticipated perfect grades of the year. Hey, what's going on, guys? Otaku Builder here with another exciting build of the 1/60th scale perfect grade Gundam Exia. Let's get to it. Now, as we dove into this ridiculous model kit, we need to double check to see 1. Does it have the manual? 2. Does it supplies with the LEDs? Check. And 3. Decals. Now, this is probably the one thing that is the biggest downside with the kit. They only give you one option, sticker decals, no water transfer. So I'm pretty sure down the line, later in the year, they'll have that available. But right now, you gotta stick with these babies. Okay, so as we begin on this kit, we are going to be tackling the action base first. Now, the techniques that I implement on this is also going to be used for, as well as the inner frame for the Gundam. So, the purpose of using the white primer, particularly the surface primer white, is when we apply the, as you can see here, the TS38 gunmetal spray on top of it, it's going to add a nice reflective surface. As for the pink and white, that's going to be primarily used for chipping effects for blue parts as well as the feet. Particularly, I think it's called Charged Pink, which I find absolutely adorable. You get all handy Tamiya cut and snippers, as well as Model Master lacquer overcoat. This will be used once you're done completing painting the kit. And here's a brief example on the kind of effects that we want to go with. This is like an old kit I did later last year, testing out to do proper weather effects with the Tamiya Weather Type C. Wasn't really using airbrush at the time, but the techniques I learned from that can easily be implemented onto using the airbrush techniques too. As you can see here, I use some silver to add like the nice chipping effect on the blue, and that's the kind of effect we want to go for. So the step 1 process to make this look bright is number 1, surface primer white. And that's what we're going to be using for the basing, as like I said before, for the whole entire inner frame. So I won't take you guys through the whole process of spraying every individual little piece for the inner frame. So this is a brief introduction on how to do it, and what you see here, you can easily implement it onto the frame itself. So once 15 to 20 minutes have finally elapsed, you're going to hit that area with the good old TS38 gunmetal spray. Now when you hit the first coat of it, let it sit for about 20 to 40 minutes, and after that happens, hit it with a second coat. And this is where the hard part begins, because you gotta let it sit for close to 40 to about an hour and 20 minutes. And the reason for that is because the spray solution is like a sticky, syrupy, like molasses-like solution. Also, it's very highly advised that when you spray the solution, you do it in a well-ventilated area. So, after letting the paint sit overnight, you can clearly see all those really nice little fine details are really starting to pop out when you implemented the primer and gunmetal technique, and I have to say I'm super impressed on how it turns out. With that excitement enthused, I immediately jumped ahead of time to try to build the Gundam head because it was coming out great. I need to test out the LEDs to see if they're working properly, and unfortunately after all that excitement, I dug on Goof. And as you can clearly see here, when applying the head on, it's backwards. Yeah. And like that, boom, we are officially done with the inner frame of Gundam Exia. And I have to say the LED configuration is a lot more simplified, at the same time much more manageable compared to the Perfect Grade Unicorn Gundam. I understand that was their first baby, but this is a huge step of progress in how they've improved the LED wiring. But with that being said, that's all the time I have, guys. If you guys like this video and you want to see more, please click on that subscribe button and stay tuned, because episode 2 will be coming out very shortly. Later.